Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of this channel called Patrick the Runner. My name is Patrick Sheridan and as always I'm here to talk to you all about running. So today we are going to take a look and see how I got on in my most recent 1500 metre race. For anyone who's been tuning in recently, you'll know that the goal was to run 3:50 for the 1500 metres. So let's go in and see how I get on. Before that, actually, I just wanted to say, don't forget to press the like button if you're enjoying the video. Also, do subscribe if you're enjoying the content and you haven't already subscribed. And check me out on Instagram at PatrickTheRunner97 and on Strava at Patrick Sheridan. But let's go in and let's see how I go. Okay, so as you can see there, around 3:51, which is a big lifetime best. My previous PB was from about 12 months ago when I ran 3:58, so I've managed to knock off 7 seconds there. And all in all, I'm very pleased because the race had very good conditions. The pacer was a guy called Nick Griggs, who is the Irish record holder, the Irish under-23 record holder in almost every event, I think, from the 1500 to the 5K, I think in every event. So it was well paced. The conditions were good to run in because there was no wind, which isn't like Northern Ireland, and there were plenty of good guys in the race. So it was definitely there to run a fast time. I did run a fast time, and I am very satisfied because I think actually for once in a 1500 anyway, not for once, but definitely it's something that I've been guilty of not doing in the past, which is pacing things right. So I think I went out, I would actually need to have a look at the splits again, but I think I go out in about a 61 and then maybe run another 61, probably actually a 62, and then maybe something like a 62 again, and then I closed pretty well. So I know my last 400 was 59, I think, again from watching the video. Maybe you can make your own observation, but what I'm saying is I went out pretty conservatively. I actually, for the first time ever running a 1500, or certainly since I've started back running again, I felt pretty strong for the first K, and at about 600 to go I thought, right, I can start moving now. And the whole way through the race I could feel guys around me were working harder because I could hear their breathing after about 400 meters in was heavier than mine. At least that's what I thought, I was telling myself. So I felt pretty comfortable actually, which is a funny thing to say. And then I closed pretty well. So I'm very pleased with it. It's a great stepping stone because now I think the next natural progression for me would be to run 340 something. And for anyone who's been watching the channel recently, I do like to do things quickly, and I know there has to be incremental progression with these things, but at the same time, I kind of feel like I should be able to run 3 or 4 seconds quicker than that now, possibly even more. And that's going to be something maybe people won't believe until I do, and that's absolutely fine. But I know how I felt during that. Obviously, I was tired at the end, but all I'm just saying is there's no excuses. It was a very good run for me, so I don't need to make any, but I can do better, and I know there's more there. So that's really what I'm saying there. I think, just as I've said, I know I did a 1500 in February there in the indoor season, and I ran 358, and I felt absolutely terrible the whole way through. I think I went out a bit quicker, but I also just definitely didn't have the fitness that I do now, and I was in good shape then. So what I'm saying is things are moving in the right direction. Again, for anyone who's just tuning in now, my background is that I ran when I was an underage athlete from maybe 11 to 15. Then I took basically a 10-year gap from running, started it again when I was 25 after playing Gaelic football for a number of years. And now I am back running for the last 22 months about now. So I'm really enjoying it. The progression has been quick because my PB when I started again at 25 was from when I was about 14. It was like 4:43 or something. Again, I competed as a child, but I never really trained that much. So I've started to take it seriously now after having always played sports and kept active. I decided I really wanted to take up running. So this is where I've got to, around 358 last year after about 9 months training. Now I've taken it down to 351. I think it sets me up very well for the Northern Ireland and Ulster Senior Championships, which are taking place at the weekend and which I'm really looking forward to do. I think that gives me a good strength basis to really attack this 800 at the weekend. So that's what I'm thinking. Please let me know how you think I got on, because it's always interesting to find out people's different opinions. I think, though, regardless of what input I get, I'm not going to think that it was a bad result. I do think I'm capable of more, and my sessions suggest that I'm a bit fitter than that, to me anyway. But when you haven't run a 1500 meters in a while and you're not quite sure how these things can go, I wasn't also sure if I maybe was kidding myself in that I was in worse condition possibly than 350, and I was almost, you're always a bit scared that these things can go either way. So if I'd run 357 or 358, I would have been thinking, jeepers, right, where's the progression? But it was a really good result, and I know there's more to come. So that's all I'll say there. But very happy with it. Onwards and upwards now. I would love to get a 1500 meter in before the end of the season. Obviously, the 800 has been my focus this year, but I definitely think I can run into that 340 category now. And while I said I want to take things quickly. I want to do things quickly. It's also now nice to kind of know that I went out and ran 3:51. So I was kind of thinking I could potentially be somewhere close to 3:45 shape. That's always just the way I think about these things. And people might think that's silly going from 3:58 to 3:45. And maybe it is, but also I know what I can do and I know what I've been doing over the last year or so. So that will be my aim next, to get into the 3:40s. And I think it's good for my confidence because I probably didn't want to go out too hard in those first few laps. The pace was 59 seconds. That's what the pacer was doing. So I didn't quite want to do that because I knew that would be definitely too much for me. So I think I was sensible there, and that was the right approach. But also, you don't really want to go from running 3:58 to thinking in a race, right, I'm going to run 60-second laps, which will get me to 3:45, because that's a bit too much of a jump. So now that I've run 3:51, I think I have the confidence to go, I can push on a bit now. So that's how I'm looking at things. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how you get on. I also do feel like my form has improved a lot. Again, let me know what you think there, but I felt a lot more controlled, and I just feel like I'm gliding a bit more in the race, and I'm having to work less hard to run at the same paces. So obviously that's to do with fitness, but I also think my stride is becoming a lot smoother. Right, so there's just one more thing I wanted to talk about, and that was the use of supplements, and a supplement that I actually took before the race on Thursday. And just in case you're wondering, the reason I didn't show myself actually taking the supplement, because I like to show people what I'm doing, is because the race was on a work day and I was actually taking this thing about an hour and a half before the race in work, so I couldn't really take out my camera there and start asking people to record me when I was at work. But anyway, the reason I'm doing this is because I think it's important for my channel anyway to be transparent and that I'm open and honest about what it is that I'm taking. So just to clarify, when I'm talking about supplements, I'm talking about legal performance enhancing supplements, and by legal I mean something that is compliant with anti-doping agencies, and particularly the World Anti-Doping Agency. And what I'm saying is that I will always only knowingly take legal performance enhancing supplements and won't ever cheat, because I know that's a massive problem in athletics. So just think that needs to be said from the offset. Obviously, you can never guarantee that you won't ever take something by accident. I know there has been stories of people having something contaminated in their food. Obviously, you could possibly argue that that could just be an excuse for someone who actually was knowingly taking something. Anyway, I always kind of feel like it's important to qualify things like that, because you can't outright say that you don't ever know someone will try to contaminate your food or something like that. Obviously, I would hope that that wouldn't happen to me, and you would like to think that that's unlikely. Anyway, going off on a bit of a tangent, and I think I have a tendency probably to overthink things like that. But what I'm saying is that I will only ever knowingly take legal performance enhancing supplements, and I will never cheat. So with all that said, what I decided to take the other day was a product called Maurten Bicarb System, and I probably should have checked how that was pronounced before actually saying it on the video, but I'm not going to do any edits, so that will just be it. You can look it up yourself. You've seen the spelling of it there. But basically what this is bicarbonate soda with a couple of other ingredients so that side effects are minimized. And why am I taking bicarbonate soda, you might wonder? Now, the reason I'm taking that basically can be explained by going back to what I've spoken about in previous videos before. In my lactate threshold video, you'll have seen me talk about lactate being used in the running community to measure fatigue, and lactate is a metabolic byproduct of anaerobic respiration. And when obviously you're doing middle distance races, your body is accumulating a lot of lactate and it's not able to clear it at a very fast rate. So the levels of lactate in your body are high. Now, when these levels of lactate are high, what is also high are the amount of hydrogen ions in your body. And these hydrogen ions are thought to be what is responsible for the pain in your body. That burning sensation in your legs is thought to be actually attributable to the hydrogen ions that are in your body, and this causes your body to be overly acidic, and that's what gives you the burning sensation in your legs. Anyway, the idea is that when you're running those middle distance races, your body and the environment that you're living in has become overly acidic. Now, bicarbonate soda is an alkaline product, so the idea simply speaking, is that it balances out the pH levels in your body to kind of neutralize that acid a bit, so that you can basically get to a stage where you're maybe able to run a bit faster for a bit longer because your body isn't quite as acidic. Now, how well this works, I obviously don't know, because I did take this for the first time before that race the other day, but I also know that I'm also the fittest I've ever been in my life. And my last video, if you haven't already seen it before, was a video of me doing a good 1500 session. And I remember thinking, when I was considering getting this product, if I had done that session on the day of taking this product, I would have thought that it went so well because of this product. So my view on this is that I obviously don't know how effective it is. I think it didn't do me any harm because it felt good during the race. It didn't make me sick or anything, which is obviously a concern when you take something for the first ever time on race day. I mean, that's almost like the first rule of running: don't do anything different on race day. I disobeyed that rule and give this a go. What I also would say is that, yes, the idea with this is that it isn't just bicarbonate soda. So you can see that there's this here box which says A, and then there's these two sort of contents which say B and C. Don't actually really know what these are, but basically in the product there's some bicarbonate soda and there's other ingredients which, as I've said, prevent you from getting stomach problems. Because I think what happens, a lot of people who just used to take bicarbonate soda, was that they would start throwing up and all sorts because of the fact that the bicarbonate soda was just really bad for them and give them massive issues on race day. So I obviously didn't want to have any stomach issues or anything like that. So I thought it would be a good idea to go for this, which seemed to have the pros of the bicarbonate soda, but also the ingredients in it seem to counteract the negative impact of taking bicarbonate soda. So anyway, just thought I would mention that there. Again, I don't necessarily have to tell people that. I just am deciding to, because I want to inform people and I want people to know what I'm doing, or certainly most of what I'm doing, because that's the whole part of the channel. It's supposed to be showing my journey. So hopefully when I get somewhere, people can say, oh, this was interesting, he showed how he developed in this way or that way, or, you know, we can all see together whether we think things like this are helping me. I don't really know. I would say, if I had to guess, that actually, do you know what? I'm not even going to guess, because it doesn't really matter. Would I take this in the future? I'll probably try it once or twice, yeah, and I might continue to keep taking it. I don't really know. But anyway, I just thought I would let you guys know that I took it there the other day for the first time, and yeah, it didn't cause me any issues. So did it make me faster? I don't know. Could it have? Yes. Is it possible it didn't have an effect? Yes. I'm also going to say, obviously, I think it's probably clear that I'm not endorsed by this company, and yeah, I will be willing to give it another few goes though, because it did absolutely nothing wrong for me and I did feel good during the race. So if these things can give other people an edge, then I'm happy enough for other people to know about it, because at the end of the day, I think I do have a talent for running. I am enjoying the training that I'm doing. So if my information that I'm relaying out to people can help people, then fair enough. And if that makes other people better, then happy days. We can all compete against each other as far as I'm concerned. I don't really care. I just want to try to improve myself, so I'm going to let other people know what I'm doing to do that. And anyway, hope everyone can appreciate that. If you are appreciating this content, I would just like to say that I appreciate you for that, and I appreciate the views. But please do give the videos a like if you're enjoying them, because I do want to grow this channel, and I think there is useful information. I'm obviously biased, but that can help people. I do try to be honest about everything that I talk about. I'll never be secretive about something, and that's really all I want to say. So you can return the favor, hopefully, by subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and letting other people know about the channel. Anyway, I hope that all makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you're all happy about the PB, because I know there are big things to come for me, and I have said this before, but it is the truth, and that I am just getting started. So I think I can run 340 something this year, probably somewhere from 346 to 349, but I know I can do it, so I will do it, but if I'm given the chance. But this 800 meters that's coming up for me in the Northern Ireland Ulster Championships is the biggest thing this year, so that's kind of been my main focus for the summer. Obviously, there's other races, and I've done pretty well so far and running 152 for the 800 as well. So that's been a big PB. But this is a big race ahead, and I want to finish out the season strong. And yeah, that's really all I'll say for now. But anyway, hope you're enjoying the channel. Hope you all enjoy the growth of the channel and my development as a runner. Let me know how you think I'm getting on. Tell me your thoughts on anything. Just keep the comments coming in, and I'll keep answering any questions. In the meantime, have a good week. Tune in for the Northern Ireland Ulster Championships to see how I get on, because there will be a video of that. And in the meantime, take care, have a great week, and thank you very much.